Mister, can you make the voice a little bit higher?
Okay, I will. Just a minute.
Thank you.
Okay, you can just hear me now. Yes?
Yes, yes.
Oh, and I'm just muting most of you, I think, so please just focus. I will start the video again, and I just raise the volume as much as I can. Okay? Now,
Thank you, Mister.
welcome. I will stop it now and then I will have comments, don't worry.
And phrases in your writing. In some of our communities, driving is already chaotic. But imagine what driving would be like if there were no signs or signals to provide direction to help drivers navigate the roads and highways.
So transitional words here, just like signs, the traffic lights when you are moving or driving in a street, it tells you to go left, right, and so on, go straight. It is just helping you. You get the idea with your writing to just get a fabulous one.
To prevent your writing from appearing chaotic to your readers, you have the option of using words and phrases to create directional signs and signals of your own. We call these words or phrases transitions.
So those words and phrases like although, after, before, and, or, but.
Sir, I can't hear you.
I'm trying to raise my voice as I can, my dear. Try to focus, okay? So those words, we call them transitions.
Muhammad, close the camera.
Transitions help show relationships between ideas, create logical flow, and create a sense of connectedness called coherence.
Yaman, close the camera.
Transitions can be used both within and between paragraphs to create a sense of flow.
Muhammad, close the camera.
صرت محمد سكر الكاميرا. ايه هزر الواحد هذا.
أي حد فتح الكاميرا يفوق يا جماعة. بسرعة بس.
يا جماعة مين موجود؟ ثلاثة ولا
سوى هيك.
Are you following now?
Mister.
Yes.
Mister,
Yes?
your camera is closed.
I turn it off, so
Yes.
please just like focus if you don't mind.
ما ركزوا على الصوت مالكم الفيديو.
If you don't mind, we need you to focus. Yes, I told you I don't have to see anyone. Okay, let's continue.
Transitions. Search transitions in your browser for examples. Throughout this video, you will find transitional words and phrases you feel comfortable using in your own writing. To add ideas, use words such as and, in addition, or furthermore. For example, it is hard to find good movies to watch in the cinema these days.
Now he's going to give you, by the way, more than one way how to use transitions. You get the idea? Okay, like for example, to add and so on, he's just saying we can have and, in addition, furthermore, and so on. And the example is clear.
Furthermore, the price of a ticket is so expensive. For emphasis, use words such as above all, especially, or indeed. For example, indeed, the price for 2 tickets and popcorn can sometimes be more expensive than dinner in a restaurant.
Emphasis, like to make sure of something, to make something certain. You can use those words and so on, as you can see.
For comparison,
Mr.
use words such as similarly, in the same way. For example, similarly, the cost to rent DVDs has increased over the years.
Comparison here, we say that similar things and so on. Like I can use words like similarly, in the same way, likewise, and so on. So when we are having the idea of comparison, we are just saying how two things are similar. And these are examples of those transitional words and phrases.
For cause and effect, use words such as because, for this reason, as a result. For example, for this reason, I don't watch movies very much anymore.
Cause and effect. Mostly the most famous one for cause and effect, like because and so on. Like she did not go to school because she was sick. This is cause and effect. Like the reason and what just came after that reason.
For showing words as before or finally. For example, before this happened, I used to see movies in the cinema regularly.
So we have here showing sequence like first, second, third, after that, finally, before, and so on.
For contrast, use words such as but, however, and in contrast. For example, in contrast, the price of print books has risen at a slower rate.
Contrast, like two opposite ideas. The most famous here is but and however. Like, for example, she studied well for the exam, however, she failed. You get the point? So these transitional words showing contrast, two opposite ideas. Following?
Yes.
Okay, let's continue.
Mister, do we need to open any book right now?
I'm sorry,
Do we need to open any book right now?
I can't get you. I'm sorry, would you repeat it?
Need to open any book right now?
No, don't worry, I'll tell you.
Use words consequently, finally, or in conclusion.
We summarize an idea, we can say finally in conclusion, and mostly we are using those words like when we are writing an article and we are writing the concluding paragraph.
For example, consequently, the industry is no longer sustainable because people like me no longer pay. Let's do a quick review. Here are all of our example sentences.
By the way, this paragraph is fabulous, but yes, it's just giving you most of those words and so on and telling you how to use it. I just want you to imagine this paragraph without those transitional words. It will be completely different. So let's see that.
When these sentences are combined to create a paragraph, the transition words signal the relationship between ideas to create a coherent paragraph. For example, it is hard to find good movies to watch in the cinema these days. Furthermore, the price of a ticket is so expensive. Indeed, the price for 2 tickets and popcorn can sometimes be more expensive than dinner at a restaurant. To rent DVD increased. In contrast, the price of print books has risen at a slower rate. For this reason, I don't watch movies very much anymore. Before this happened, I used to see movies in the cinema regularly. Consequently, the industry is no longer sustainable because people like me no longer pay. I prefer to read. And just like that, you are a pro at using transitional words and before this happened, I used to see movies in the cinema regularly. Consequently, the industry is no longer sustainable because people like me no longer pay. I prefer to read.
Now, have a look here. With this paragraph, we are using more than one transitional word and it makes the paragraph vivid, clear, and so on. And it's just adding more information. As you can see, we have here in contrast, we are having two ideas. Similarly, we are having something in common. Furthermore, I'm adding more information and so on. So I told you, transitional words or phrases are like words and phrases that are flourishing, adding more information to your writing. Muhammad, would you stop the camera as I don't have to block you, please? Okay, can we continue just like that? Now, let's have something else. Look, here we are having a worksheet about transitional words.
Abdulaziz, close the camera.
If you don't mind, please, your cameras, because we need like to focus. Yes. So we are having here, as you can see, a worksheet. This worksheet got all or most of the transitional words, and as I told you, it will be sent on WhatsApp. Yes. It's giving you here the title of the transitional word, as you can see it, maybe like adding information and so on, and what are the words for this, as you can see. Like, for example, if I want just to add information, I can use and or besides, furthermore, to, or another, and so on. If I just want to signal the time, I can say next, finally, later, last, later on, at length, presently. If we are talking about order and sequence, we have first, second, finally, hence, before, after. If we are just talking about space or place and we need to use transitional words, we are having like above, behind, below, or in the background, and so on. So most of those are the transitional words you are using in your writing. So the idea, you can flourish your writing using those, and this worksheet has got most or all of them. That's if we are want to have like to signal example, I can say, for example, to illustrate, for an instance, and so on. For contrast, that's number 9. I can say in contrast, I can say but, I can say like actually, I can say on the other hand, and mostly joining paragraphs. Let's go down more. If I want to summarize and so on, you can say in a to sum up, to repeat briefly, and so on. After that, there is just a kind of exercise, and I want you to do it, and you will send it to me on WhatsApp. You get the idea? So we have here all of it, multiple choices. That's the first worksheet. Just send me the answers, and I'll take that. Now, we have another worksheet here, and I will just have it with you now. Yes, the second one. Here we are having a lot of paragraphs, like maybe 6 or 7 paragraphs.
Mr. Ahmed.
Just a minute.
Muhammad, stop.
Okay, now listen, all of you.
Muhammad, stop.
He was removed, by the way. Let's continue. Now, here, for example, you have a paragraph. I'm giving you time to use those words up there in that paragraph. Like I can give you 3-4 minutes, think, and then I will discuss the answer with you. If you have a piece of paper just in front of you, and you can write the answers for number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. You have thus, this, then, first, second, for example, a further, and they, the final, indeed, and so on. So please start now. I'm just giving you just exactly 3 minutes. Just guess what you can use here. Go ahead.
Mr. Do I write or only I think?
A piece of paper, young man. You can see the paragraph in front of you. Yes or no? So
Yes.
just try to solve it on a piece of paper, and I will show the answer after 3 minutes. But just try to test yourself, and we'll discuss the answer. And we can have just like more than 1 paragraph, but just start with that one. Take your time.
Okay, thank you.
Now it's 10:24. I will just give you till 10:28.
Sir, I can't see from the black thing here. How do I minimize it?
What black thing you have?
Mr.
Move it down.
Move it down. The name and
This
the
part?
cameras.
Okay, the cameras and so on?
Yeah.
You can see it this way?
No, move it down.
I did.
خلاص it's okay.
No, mister. You go up
Let's
to
minimize it.
options and hide video panel.
It's hidden.
Yes.
I cannot see it in front of me, by the way.
We have to hide it, minimize it.
You can hide it, by the way. Just minimize it
Yes.
yourself.
Go up to view options and hide video panel.
I hide mine.
Mister,
Yes?
would you send us the worksheet that
Yes,
was
Mahalawi.
before this?
Yes. Whatever I said, it will be sent. Okay? Even
Thank you.
I'm recording this session.
Thank you, Mr.
Don't worry.
Thank you, Mister.
But just be fast, because I think in Zoom we can have only 40 minutes free, as I was told. I'm not sure we can have more or not. So we can have another session. Don't worry. Just think of that, please. 3 more minutes. Now it's 10:26. Get 3 more minutes.
Faisal, close the camera.
We cannot close it, by the way. We should turn it off.
Mr. What mean indeed?
Like really, frankly.
Mister, what does the word thus mean?
Yes, thus, yes.
And so on.
Okay. Well,
2 more minutes.
2?
I think it's enough. Yes or no?
Yes, very good.
Okay. I'll stop that at 10:30.
Okay. Mister, can you hear me well or no?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Thank you. What? Sir, who is doing this?
I'm not sure, but please stop it because this is silly.
Mister.
Yes, Yaman.
Sorry.
Who is doing this?
Mister. Next time we do this, let's do it on Discord because whatever who's ever doing this is not on Discord.
Okay, we'll just look about that later. Don't worry.
Yes, Mister, can use another application.
Now we will talk about, let's finish that session. I'll show you the answer here. Now it's 10:30. Look here, on that file here, we are having a lot of paragraphs, as you can see, and I'll send it. Like here we have 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7. That's an amazing one. 7 paragraphs, you get it? Look at the answer for the first one here. Let's have Mahalawi. Mahalawi, start reading, please. A child may.
A child may leave home for a number of reasons, but 3 seem to be more common. First, a child may leave home because of lack of parental affection,
So here we are
which
having
can
first.
leave.
Here we are having first, like it's the first reason and so on, which is a transitional word giving you order. Yes, continue. Which can leave.
uh, which which can leave scars. When parents are cold and uncaring, a child senses this and feels that he does not belong in the home. The child will thus leave seeking a home where he at least
Mister, I can see from the person that is
Oh Allah.
Whoever is doing this, stop, please. Astaghfirullah.
By the way,
Mr. Who is doing this? I cannot see.
just a minute.
بس احنا عارفين يعني.
Mister, kick the one who's doing this.
نحن بنحاول نعرف.
يعني محمد الزوت مين اللي هيعمل كده يعني؟
I recommend Discord because whatever this is happening is not there.
في اتنين بس ممكن يعملوا كده.
Muhammad Mamour is not here.
Yeah.
No.
لا أنا
We got
أعرفهم
kicked.
مين بس يعني
مين جت؟
مش عايز أفتن بس.
Is it clear for you or not? Just
No.
a minute.
I
Okay,
can see.
just a minute, please.
How do you even do that?
If you don't mind, just a minute.
Mr. I will set up a Discord server
No
after
problem,
this.
just in front of you. So continue, Mahallawi.
Thus leave a seeking a home where at least feels wanted and a part of a family. Second, when a child feels that is not given just recognition as a person and as an individual, he may feel frustrated enough to leave home, especially if his parents do not stop what they are doing long enough to really listen to him, or at least to respect some of the child's opinion. Finally,
He's
severe
just here finally to just like give the last reason and so on. Go ahead. Finally,
severe punishment by a child's parent which does not suit the child's misconduct may cause him to leave home. Indeed, severe punishment is child abuse, and a child will normally feel that he is not safe in such a home. Thus, for his own protection and for affection, he may leave home.
By the way, this way I will have to stop that maybe because like some one of you is not caring, and we will make just like a group in WhatsApp. Whoever will be there, he will be the one with me here on the Zoom and so on. You get the idea? Because like
Okay.
I cannot like waste time with sorry, like unresponsible person like that. So you have here the answers, and I will just show you something online. Yes, just a minute.
Mr. The last one, why can't it be at final?
I'm sorry, Abdullah.
Last one, can it be at final?
Let me see it again. The last one, read it, Abdullah.
I'm Abdulaziz, by the way. For his or her own protection and for affection,
Abdulaziz, you have a problem with your microphone. It's not clear somehow. But just you mean number 7, yes?
Yes.
So read number 7 and just thus or then for his
or her own protection and for affection, she may leave home. He or she may leave
which
home.
one you want to use instead of thus?
At final, can it be? The final, sorry, the final.
You mean finally? The one for
no, the final.
Final is one up there or not? You mean
no, there's
the final?
Yes, can we use this one?
You mean the final, that one?
Yeah, can we use it?
Look, if you are seeing the final, yes, for his, the final doesn't come just like that by itself. It should be followed by something, but here we're having a comma. So because of the comma, I'm using thus or then. You get the idea?
Yes.
You can feel like the final decision. You get that?
Yes.
Okay, now let's stop that part and we'll have Something online, and I think this is the one. And you will just tell me your answers, and I can like highlight it. Now,
Mister, how many minutes are left?
not sure, but just let's do it till it
4
stops.
minutes.
Now,
4 minutes.
listen, for the one you can see here in front of you, we have more than one thing and so on. So who would like to start? Like here we are having, just a minute, it's
Yes, mister.
downloading.
Me and Mr. want to start.
Just a minute, Abdullah.
Me, I want to.
Yeah, what do you
Mister, we
think
can't
of the
raise
first
hands.
one here? Choose.
Mister, you choose randomly. See all the participants and choose randomly.
Mister, what's regardless?
Allah.
Mister, can I?
Furthermore,
Mister, what's regardless?
Regardless, like ignoring someone or ignoring that thing. So what do you think?
Mister, can I read? Can I read?
furthermore,
Furthermore.
Furthermore يا مستر.
Okay,
Furthermore.
have it.
regardless مستر regardless أنا عارف.
I think just wait. It is regardless. Look, here we are having the other. Okay, what about this one? I dropped my cell phone. So
therefore
I need
Therefore.
therefore, yeah.
either.
therefore
So
Despite of.
therefore
yes. What about that one? I can't help you with your homework because I'm not very good at geometry. I know someone who can.
However,
Or in addition. However, or in addition.
In addition.
However,
however yes.
what about here? It was raining. I couldn't walk to school.
Although.
although
I'm going to repeat once so I can focus. What about that one? Over good.
In spite of.
In addition.
So let's have Mahdawi.
In addition, yes, in addition.
yeah.
In spite of him, Mr. In spite of. As a result, and in spite of.
In spite. Now, Umi is very active and enjoys exercising. Chris sits on his.
On the other hand,
and
Sorry.
on the other hand,
On the other hand. On the other hand.
Yes, what do you think of that? My sister is a very kind and generous person. She helps me with my homework and drives me.
hence
for example,
Young
yeah,
man,
for example.
just say it once. We are not parrots, I believe. Go ahead.
People.
Which of the following?
By the way,
No.
next time, listen, I
No,
want to tell you
yes.
something. Next time,
The result.
if you don't mind, next time, no one, if we have a person with no name, I will just block him. I should know who is there. You get the idea? So, what about that one?
As a result.
Despite
nevertheless,
nonetheless.
Even you are noisy, home or no home, still noisy, you are. Well, what about this one?
Punctuation.
Comma, yes.
The last one.
Choose the
What do
best.
you think?
I ate 5 slices of pizza.
Yes, what do you think of that?
Period.
No, a semicolon.
comma.
A semicolon. Because we have two sentences. Listen here. still it could be followed by a comma and preceded by a semicolon, like however and so on. You get the idea?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have here another-
Mr. Question.
yes.
Any transitional word that has a comma after, we can use semicolon before?
No, not all of them. Some of them, like still, however, and so on. By the way, I have here another one, but I will not like, it will be like waste of time, but I'll send you the link. Okay?
Okay.
Now,
Thank you,
about
Mr.
the online quizzes and so on. Now, I think you get the idea of the transitional. So let's have like a kind of fun with the literature. And we are here having something for that part. Well, just a minute. Look, back to that one here, we are having the idea of literature. Look, as you can see it here, I believe you can see it. Yes? Now,
Okay, I'm gonna go get my book. 1 second.
goes to back to here is chapter 17. So you can get your literature here, please, if you don't mind.
Which page?
Which page? I'll show you the page now.
127.
Mister, how many minutes will finish?
If you are not interested, you can just leave. No one is just enforcing you. I don't know. Just a minute. Look,
Mr.
this is the one we are having, page 127. Yes, and I have my two notes and I'll discuss them.
Can I read?
No, just a minute. Let's first start something with that. The one on the microphone, please stop that. Look, everyone.
Everybody mute.
Yeah, fast.
Here we are having the idea of that part. So let's discuss it first of all. We have here the summary of it.
ليه أمي؟
We have the idea of Roald Dahl's ancient half-sister brings the man she will marry to Norway for the family vacation. The idea is the half-sister or the oldest half-sister got a person
What is the page?
and she will get married. She
127.
she brought him
شكرا.
just to the family for a vacation and so on and taught by the sea. The family all played a big trick on this man. That's the idea here we are having on this chapter. Okay, now I think you will like that because just like it's funny somehow. So look, this is the chapter. It is page 127, and I will just zoom it with you on the parts we will read only. You will not read everything. You get it? So
Yes.
as you can see it here, we have just please mute your microphones and listen for a while. Yes. Now, romance was floating in the air. That's page 127. Romance was floating in the air like moon dust. And the two lovers, we mean here the half-sister and her fiance. For some reason, we younger ones could never understand, did not seem to be very keen on us, tagging along with them. They went out in the boats alone. Take care of the repeating with the word alone.
What's keen?
Just wait, my dear, I'm just explaining. They climbed the rocks alone. They even had breakfast alone. So the idea here of that part or that paragraph, like the half-sister and the fiance or the one she will marry, they are by themselves alone. And here the family does not like that because the family got the idea of unity. So they are feeling that that man will just take the sister away. That's why they will try to make a trick on him. I have here a metaphor when we are saying romance was floating, describing romance as if something can float. And here we have a simile also describing romance to be like moon dust. Finally, the repetition of the word alone, 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 it means like the person or the manly lover just, he doesn't want anyone to be with them. That's why the family will have a kind of revenge. Now,
Yes.
this is page 128.
Mr. The chapter before we didn't take it.
Mister, now we're in
Here,
page
we are
128.
discussing that one. You can read the rest. The one we did not discuss, you can read it. You get it?
Oh,
Now,
okay.
look if you don't mind. Well, are you there? Who would like to read that part?
Can I read?
Yes, go ahead.
Me.
Ready, يا مستر.
Me.
Oh my
Well,
God.
okay, well, read.
Okay. Always done everything together, and we didn't see why the ancient half-sister should suddenly decide to do things differently, even if she had become engaged.
Indeed.
Engaged. We were
A minute, well,
inclined
just
to
a minute,
belong.
just a minute. I have to stop that session. See you. Bye. By the way, the one who's just making that is not caring. So it will be like I will record videos and I will send it to you because I'm
No,
no,
Mr. Ahmed.
I don't
Mr.
have to do
Ahmed.
that.
Mister, no.
Mr. Ahmed Afifi, can I request something? Could you kick the guy named Basil?
I have here 25 persons participating. One of them is just doing that. And I'm
Yes,
not going to discuss this.
I know him. Last time was Michelle. Now it's Basil. Yeah, it's Basil.
باسل بس would do this.
في اتنين، في واحد باسل أنور وفي واحد باسل بس كده باسل في الآخر.
That's Basil alone. That's Mr. Basil alone. That's not the guy named Basil.
سعد الله خالد يا مستر، سعد الله خالد I think.
نعم نعم.
Listen,
بتقول
عبد
حاجة؟
الله انت ماسك بن.
بتقول حاجة؟
شيلي. انت ماسك بن شيلي.
if you don't
أنا مش
mind,
ماسك حاجة.
خلاص يا عمر خلاص شو وقتك؟
if you don't mind, I will not accept those with no names. I have iPhones, whatever. I will remove them. I need names only. So whoever with no name, I have like Huawei, I have Huawei, another one. Either you have a name or you will be removed. You get my point?
Yes.
So I'll continue and I have to remove those. I have Galaxy
Okay.
A10. I'm not teaching Galaxy, I'm teaching phones. So let's remove them.
Yes.
Nero matter.
Mr. The one with numbers is Faisal now I think.
ما هو فيصل فتح الكاميرا أصلا.
Just a minute, I'm removing.
Mr. Remove Basil.
Just a minute if you don't mind.
There are two Basil.
Mister, do you know how you can use the microphone audio, not the computer itself?
Just a minute, please.
Okay, take your time.
Now we are 21. Okay, now listen.
Mr. He removed Yusuf Hussein.
We have two Basils or we have more than one Basil? I have Basil.
No, there is only one Basil.
I have
Yes.
two. Basil.
There's
Anwar,
another one
Basil.
joining.
I remove Basil.
Mr. He removed Yusuf Hussein.
So let's continue.
Abdulaziz, look at the WhatsApp.
If you don't mind, let's continue. Now.
Thank you, Yaman.
Now listen, all of you. Wael, read please.
Inclined to blame the male lover for disrupting the calm of our family life, and it was inevitable that he would have to suffer for it sooner or later.
Now.
The male.
Stop.
Okay, see you later. Bye.
See you later.
Mister.